What's up, guys? Nick Rothenberg here, and today on the channel, I have none other than my fellow friend, longtime friend, Ahilan Chandran. Thank you for coming on to the channel, man.
Hey Jacob, thanks for having me. It's about time we had this interview.
Well, it's been over 2 years in the making. So, for those of you who don't know who Ahilan is, he and I were actually one of the very first original set of students in another course. And we were like pretty much working together from scratch in going from zero essentially to making our first $1,000 on Kindle publishing. So it's been a long journey, and I thought it would be great to bring Ahilan on and just talk about everything that's transpired since and share his success and his journey. So, Ahilan, with that said, like, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started out.
Well, I initially started, I got into self-publishing because of the allure to passive income. I think that's why a lot of people start out. And I initially actually started self-publishing books I wrote myself. Those were not successful. But eventually, when we met, I started to see your success and the success of many others. And I started to realize the potential to make money online with self-publishing, right? And the passive income, right? It was just that much more real when I knew someone who was making it too. I was not the best starting out. I'm pretty sure you're well aware of that. I had my struggle. I had my learning curve, or my learning tax, as some people call it. But with the knack to never give up, persistence, dedication, and just learn, right? Learn the game. There's a saying, be obsessed or be average. I decided to be obsessed. I went on every single publishing channel that was out there, learned from the best of the best, and just implemented what I learned. And, if it didn't work, I just adjusted and I just tried again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going back to 2017 in my memory, like I remember, like I liked you, we were friends, but at the same time, like I just was actually frustrated from like how many months did you go in 2017 without seeing any like tangible results?
I think it was almost 6 months. 6 months. I was in the red. Yeah, I was in the red. And you know what? I'm going to give you a bit of a shout out, because it was your success back then that motivated me, just seeing you succeed and just your dashboards and so forth. And I'm like, damn, like, is this guy like a paid actor, or like, is he real, right? Kind of thing, right?
I used to see that too, actually. When I was a kid actor.
Yeah. You know what it is? It comes a point when you start failing. You're in denial, right? You start denying. You start, okay, everything's fake. This is BS, and yeah.
Oh man, so much for being a testimony for that course. Anyway, but so you had 6 months of absolute struggle, frustration, not seeing a lot of progress. You're in the red. What was the turning point for you at the time towards like late 2017 going into 2018?
My turning point was, I would have to say, it was going into niches that were not that saturated, so highly technical niches, right? Alongside with copywriting, right? Copywriting for that specific niche. So those niches, because they were such a higher level of entry for barrier, in regards to barrier, there was a lot less competition, right? So technical books, I'll give you an example. I have no problem sharing some technical books. So Python programming, like books of that nature, right? Programming books. You can't just hire a random writer to write about it, because that's just going to get 1 star right away, right? I actually hired computer programmers to write the books for me. So I'd be dishing out $700, up front, just for them to pay to write for me. And those books till this day are the most are the long-lasting books, right? For shelf life, like they still sell, right? People still buy it. Yeah, they still.
Wait, on audio or paperback?
Both, everything, audible.
I thought books from 2 years ago they died, but I just went through a ghostwriting company and just did it like any other order.
Yeah, and it's purely passive. Of course, it fluctuates. Some months are higher than others, but yeah, it's still giving me those residuals.
Okay, good for you. And I know there's a couple tricks too. You do with the audiobook to make it look more valued for Python programmers, but I won't spoil it here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good to hear you've got a good longevity with your books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So you did mention copywriting as part of your element with scaling up. So can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yes, copywriting is the most underutilized aspect of self-publishing, right? We have we have to realize that 99% of self-publishers look at your book description prior to hitting the purchase button, prior to hitting the buy button. So copywriting played a huge role in regards to influencing a sale. And I want to mention that I do have a new copywriting course coming out, copywriting a detailed, in-depth course where I have a lot of things never before seen. I've had the privilege to give you a copy for your review, and why don't you tell them your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so just to reiterate what you're saying, copywriting is something that's essential for all facets of internet marketing, even beyond digital publishing. Even if you're writing a Facebook post just to promote or pitch something, you need to learn effective copywriting. So I felt like your course covered all the aspects and fundamentals of that, and with some tricks and some, I guess, adjustments, some enhancements that I never even knew about prior with Amazon book subscriptions, you can make a lot of extra money just learning proper copywriting. But Ahilan, what I also wanted to ask you, going from the point of being in the red, making zero, to where you are now, how much have you been making with Kindle publishing overall?
From strictly Kindle publishing alone, I make anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 a month, recurringly, passively. And yeah, so that's from Kindle publishing alone. And then I have my course sales, separately. And I'm looking into, obviously, other business endeavors as well, such as real estate, which I'm getting into. I've already I've done a couple of videos on properties I'm potentially looking to invest into as well.
So you're making $8,000 a month just with Kindle publishing, not counting other revenue streams.
Correct.
How old are you?
I'm getting old, man. I'm 26 now.
You're not that young, but pretty impressive, man. From what I remember, you used to be a full-time student in college, right?
I did. So yeah, let's backtrack a bit. So I actually was a college student back in 2012 to 2014. By the way, here in Canada, we have a distinction between college and university. So university is a 4-year program, college is a 2-year program. Nonetheless, I was going to bridge off into university. So I was in college. I did my 2 years as a social worker, right? Go figure. So yeah. So I was actually on scholarship, by the way. So from high school. So I did my 2 years, and I'm not gonna lie, every day I went to school, I felt like I was not living my purpose. I was not living my life to its fullest. I feel like I was wasting time if I wasn't making money. And I eventually graduated. I got an internship at an employment agency where I worked as an employment counselor. That contract ended. After that contract ended, I floated back into security here and there. Then I eventually decided to start, a lot of people don't know, I decided to start my first business. It's a security firm, right? So I had a security firm here in Canada where I ran for a bit. But the thing about that is, since it was a traditional business model, right? I had to be there. I had to be in the meetings. I had to hire guards. I had to manage guards. Learned a lot of lessons through that experience, valuable, life-changing lessons. Don't mix, friendships with business, not all the time, but most of the time. I learned, I can't be hiring, my friends as security guards because they won't show up, to the sites and so forth. And, dealing with property managers. You had to close sales and security too. So I guess you can say that's kind of where my sales background came in. To acquire a contract for a site, right? You had to close the property manager. So from there, I decided I actually got introduced to MLM in college. I'm pretty sure you've heard of ACN, Vima, those kinds of things. So that's where the seed was sown for passive income, right? That's where I learned the concept of passive income, because apart from that, all I knew was trade your time in for money, right? That's all I knew about making money. So then I stumbled upon, I think we all know KMM, right? The most famous course that got us, yeah, that got us into self-publishing. And then I saw all those interviews. Long story short, they were outdated, and it was outdated information. But I knew that there was potential to make money online, and I just, I met you eventually and others, and yeah, with hard work, dedication, persistence, and just the knack to never give up, and just keep your head up, even when the rain comes, and just learning how to dance in the rain, right? Embrace the rain. I was able to make it, right? Yeah.
Awesome. So I just remember, didn't you like drop? Well, you didn't drop out, but did you like part time in college, or go part time with your job?
I went part time in my job. Yeah. I went part time at one point. I think I took the big leap, believe it or not, and I don't recommend anyone doing this. I took the big leap when I hit my first $1,000 with Kindle publishing. I had a lot of money saved up, so that's why.
I mean, back then you were a student living at home.
Yeah.
So risky for you.
There you go.
I've probably done the same thing. But yeah, kudos to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, what's it like living the lifestyle of being free, at a younger age and like?
I'll be honest with you. That's a great question. Here's the thing for me with the way I define financial freedom or freedom. For me, it's not the Rolex, it's not the Lamborghinis, right? It's not even the mansion, right? For me, it's security, stability, and the freedom to pursue what I want when I want. I tell you, to this day, my greatest joy is being able to wake up to my own clock, right? Not having that fear in my mind that, oh, I gotta go to this place because my employer is gonna be mad, or I'm at the mercy of my employer. To this day, that's my greatest joy, right? Waking up when I want, right? Now, I don't abuse it. I don't sleep until initially I did actually, but I don't sleep in past 12 p.m.
You used to sleep past 12 p.m.?
Yeah. When I hit my first day. But I don't do that obviously anymore. Time's so valuable to me. As you get older, you start to realize that too. But yeah, like being able to travel and to leave my house when I want to, do what I want, go to the gym when I want, and just travel when you want. It's one of the greatest joys. And
all the success and everything that's happened for you was from audiobook productions for your keywords and good copywriting. So, talking about copywriting, like, do you really sincerely feel that it's something that can really amplify someone's Kindle publishing sales?
Yes. Copywriting is the gatekeeper before you make a sale. It's such an underutilized aspect, and it's so sad. It's a tragedy actually to see that a lot of even advanced publishers do not utilize copywriting. I've seen it, for instance, in the children's activity books niche. I've seen some very poor copywriting. They put no effort at all, and they sell pretty well still. But it's like if you went the extra mile, how much better you would be, right? And like I said, some of the techniques and strategies you've learned will give you a huge edge, right? I don't want to spoil it, but there are things that you can do that, let's just say, that give your book description a lot of flair and helps you stand out from 90% of the crowd.
Yeah, and for everyone listening out there, I mean, I'm someone that pays for book descriptions, and especially in fiction publishing, I pay over $100 per description, just because it is crucial that readers, when they see a book description, they're hooked, they're drawn, and they want to buy now. Because, believe it or not, a book description can be the difference between a sale and someone moving on to your competitor's page. So I wholeheartedly agree with you on that.
Absolutely, and it's applicable, like you said, for fiction and nonfiction, right? Like it's a skill needed for everything. Copywriting's everywhere.
For your life, I mean, you think of even your of a dating profile on OkCupid, Match.com, or whatever. That's still copyright.
Absolutely, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you offering right now in your course? Like, can you give us a whole spiel about what you can offer today to everyone that's out there?
What I can offer you today is currently Launch date will be, it's not decided, it's to be announced, but it will be sometime this week. But you're looking at a price point of $397. And there's going to be a private Facebook group where you have lifetime access to connect with me and other advanced self-publishers. Jacob is in the group as well. And I have some other advanced publishers taking the course as well as we speak.
Okay, and it's definitely a course more geared towards beginners. I know it's going to be more impactful to them. So, okay, this is launching later this week. How do we know when it's out? How do we find you? How will we know when to buy it?
You can follow me at the Self-Made Entrepreneurship channel. I'll plug it in. We'll plug it in somewhere in the video. And I will be promoting it in the Publishing Evolution as well once it's launched. So you're gonna want to stay tuned for that.
Okay, cool. And is there anything else you want to share, to the viewers, to everyone listening in, that's possibly an evolution in other places?
I would say check out my channel for publishing related tips in regards to everything from copywriting, keyword research. Have all that stuff on my channel. You've seen it yourself, and yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Believe it or not, even DLL Roberts endorsed your channel, and any compliment you can get from Dale is a big accolade.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so definitely, guys, check out Ahilan's channel. I'll leave a link below for y'all to check out and possibly subscribe. So, yeah, that's what we've got today. Thanks for being on the channel, Ahilan.
Thank you for having me.
Good with you, bro. Like, we gotta catch up more. Hang out with me in America sometime.
I'll come by.
Next year, we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
All right, guys. Take care. See you later.
See you later.